What's up, guys? It's Hunter, aka Gorilla Gunman, and today I have my first episode in my gun review series. I'm going to be looking at different guns in Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3 once it comes out, and older Call of Duties as well. I'm just going to be looking at the gun, telling you guys the attachments and stuff I use. As you can see, this is the setup that I use for the gameplay. You guys can pause and look at this and copy this class if you want, exactly down to the kill streaks. It's fine with me. I gave it to you guys as an example so you can see how I used it, and maybe it'll be a good way that you guys would like to use this gun as well. The first gun I'm doing is the Pytaek, if I didn't already mention the name, but the reason I'm doing an LMG first and not like a BAL or something is because not a lot of people use this gun. Most people stick with assault rifles and submachine guns, and that's really all that people use. So I wanted to get into LMGs to kind of get it out there that LMGs really are good guns, and I'm going to be explaining to you guys why. Well, first of all, the gameplay is Drift, the map Drift, and it's on Kill Confirmed, which you guys can see if you from the intro. But I got this gameplay. It's just kind of like an average gameplay, and the only reason I didn't get like an awesome gameplay or anything like that where I'm doing like really good DNA bomb or something, it's just so I can show you guys how the gun really is like in a normal match, like an average game. Like if I hop on and just play a couple of games for fun, this is kind of what it'll look like, and this will probably be your results as well. So that's why I got this gameplay going on. And so let me get back to the gun now. The Pytaek is probably one of the better LMGs. I know a lot of people use the Ameli, but I haven't really got to use any of the other ones, so I can't really say much. But from my experiences with picking them up and stuff like that, and using them a little bit, and just seeing other people use them, this is probably one of the better ones. And the Ameli, it has almost no recoil, as you can see it, so it's really good for a long range. So it has good range, good accuracy, like almost no recoil, which is what I really like, because I really love when guns have like no recoil. I can't stand when they bounce around and stuff, because I'm like a player that's all over. Like I run and gun, but then I might like stay back and all. So I want a gun that's good and balanced, and this gun you can't run and gun with, which is what I normally do. So if you are somebody who running guns as your style, you're not gonna probably like this gun unless you can adapt like me. I was able to adapt to a different kind of play style, because with this type of gun you're gonna want to stay back around the corners of the map, in buildings and things like that, and pick people off from like a decent range, because you're gonna get the 3 to 4 bullets to kill somebody at a decent range. A little bit farther it goes up a little more, but it's not that much. Headshots, it's usually 2-3 bullets per headshot kill. The only downfall about this gun is the slow rate of fire, and also the slow movements. So like when you're trying to reload or aim down the sight, it takes a lot longer than what an assault rifle or submachine gun would, which you guys probably know if you've played Call of Duty. You know that the light machine guns, you know what to expect from them. But it balances out by having the good accuracy, good range, very high magazine capability. Like this has 100 bullets in one mag, and then it gives you another 100 to refill it with. And I think some of the variants even have like 125, which I'll get into. But yeah, so it has a slow rate of fire, slow movement, but then it has high damage and good accuracy and almost no recoil and good range. So now let me get to the variants of this gun. There's actually a lot of variants for this weapon. I don't know if all the weapons have this many. I think it has 11, and that's including the royalty, which the royalty is the same thing as one of the other variants, except it has the royalty camo on it. So this has a lot of them. It has the magnified, which gives you more range and hip spread. And yeah, so it gives you more range but more hip spread, which the hip spread is when you're shooting from hip, how the bullets react, like if they're gonna go in one area or if they're gonna spread all around. But it has more range, so I'm not really that worried about range or the hip fire. So I would probably just stick with the normal version of the gun, which is the one that I'm using. So let's get to the next one. It's called the Adept. It has less hip fire spread, so if you're worried about aiming from the hip, which would be good in close combat because this gun isn't good for close combat, but if you were close combat with this gun, you probably are just going to spray it because it takes a while to aim down the sight. So the Adept would be good if you kind of have to run and gun with it, but I'm again not that worried about it. And it also has less fire rate, so it has more it has better accuracy from the hip, but it has a less fire rate. So I would rather stick with the original gun or another variant than the Adapt. The next one is the LR. It has more fire rate, but less damage. So it kind of evens it out back to the normal gun because you're shooting more bullets, but they're not as powerful. With the regular gun, you're shooting less bullets compared to the LR, but they're more powerful. So it kind of evens itself out. I haven't used that one to say which one I think is better. You guys will have to check it out. So again, that's the LR, more fire rate, less damage. So it's kind of a take one thing and get something better for it. But it doesn't. I'm not really sure how to fix it. And the next one is the Eradicator, which sounds probably one of the best variants to me. It has more damage but less range. I'm not really that worried about the range of this gun because it is good and I'm able to control like the recoil and stuff. And I'm not really sure what range does for you in this game because unlike Battlefield, this game doesn't have any bullet drop, so it doesn't matter how far away they are, the bullets aren't gonna drop really. At least from what I know, I really don't think they do at all, and the maps really aren't big enough to do it. And so that probably seems one of the best because you're pretty much just getting more damage with no downside, except for the range, but like I said, I really don't think it affects it that much. So the next one is the Expanse, I think it is. It has more range, which again I'm not worried about, and less fire rate. So to me, that really doesn't sound like a good one. Again, you're gonna have to use these. The next one is the Savvy, which is it has better hip fire. So again, that hip fire spread, it has less spread, so it'll stay in one more compact area. It also has less fire rate though, so I would rather have more fire rate than the hip fire because the hip fire is not really that important, again, unless you're close combat, which with this gun you're going to want to stay around the corners and make sure you're looking around corners before you go into a building and stuff. So you just got to be careful, and then you really won't need any need for the hip fire. So the next one is the Methodic. It has less kick, which this gun already has awesome recoil. It really has no recoil, so it's not that important, so it has less damage and less range. So just for a little less recoil than the gun already has, almost no recoil, I don't really see the point. So that's the Methodic, and then the next one is the Exploit. It has more range, but it has less fire rate, less bullets to a magazine, and it has more kick. So just for more range, I don't know if I would go with that one. The Eradicator to me seems like the best variant of this gun. And the next one is the Royalty, which is the same as the Exploit, which again I really don't. That's probably one of the least that I would use. So if you're looking at the Royalty, maybe you do like it, you're gonna have to pick it up, test it out yourself. And I have never actually played with it, so really I can't say. But this is just from looking at the stats where I have to think about it. And then the next one is the Loophole, which most people say is the best version of the Pytaek. You get more bullets, but you also get better hip fire and a little less kick. Which, the recoil, like I said, again, this gun has almost no recoil, so you shouldn't really be that worried about it. So for more bullets and better hip fire, that probably does seem to be the best version of this gun by stats so far. But again, check it out for yourself and see what you guys like. And then, oh, the game says that the Loophole has more hip spread, but it actually has better hip spread. I'm not sure why the in-game stats are different than what the actual stats of the gun are, but that's just what I acquired from the information online. And the last one is called the Hasty, which you unlock permanently, and you unlock it at 300 kills. There's more fire rate and a higher magazine size and more kick. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you can check out these guns, and if you enjoy them, let me know, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.